Well, 2016, here we come, counting on the final days of 2015, leading into next year. And there's always a big party in downtown Oklahoma City, courtesy of our friends, the Arts Council of Oklahoma City, for opening night, which is the event that happens on New Year's Eve. I'm Dave Morris here in the Oklahoman's video studio. I happen to be joined by the co-chairs of this year's opening night, sponsored by our friends at the Arts Council of Oklahoma City, Juan Flores and Kristen Lary.
Yes, hello, Dave.
Larry or Lary?
Larry.
Larry?
A lot of people like to pronounce it Lary, but
we're going with Larry.
We're going to stick with
because
Larry.
The correct pronunciation would be Larry.
Correct.
It's a nice looking sweater there, Juan.
Thank you, sir. My wife bought it for me recently. Thank you.
That's well played.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You're like, I see an opportunity here, I'm going to take it.
Yes, sir.
Well, opening night, there's a lot of preparation that goes into events like this because there's a lot of coordination, a lot of legwork that has to happen. It happens to fall on a holiday of all things. So how did you guys get involved with this?
Well, my involvement, I first volunteered for opening night. I was voluntold by my sister to volunteer, and
does that happen often? Your sister's like, "We're doing this."
Yeah.
And you're like, like, "We're doing this."
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
It's a give and take relationship.
Gotcha. A lot of love.
Yeah. And so ever since I volunteered the first night a couple of years ago, it stuck. I loved it. I found my people. Love volunteering. So I volunteered just so many years. Eventually, they said, "Hey, you kind of know some of this. Would you know
what you're doing?
Out?"
You know the lay of the land. It is a fun event.
It's a blast.
And it's great to see all the family, the kids, have a good time. Your fellow peers, your fellow friends.
Everybody in Oklahoma City kind of comes down and hangs out.
Juan, how'd you get involved?
Dave, my story is kind of the same.
You have a story?
One night,
I
yes.
like this. It goes with the hat.
We actually, we came down and opening night, and I'm from another big city, and I wasn't sure what opening night was. And I walked into this Cox Center, and I was amazed at all the thousands of people running around, having fun. And so I said, how can I help out? And so I got involved, I don't even know how long ago, 2002, something like that.
Quite a while.
And since then, I've kind of progressed, I kind of learned the ropes. And then, like Kristen, they asked me, hey, would you like to help out? And sure, yes. What can I say but yes?
It is a fun event. Last year was really cold. Looks like we're going to head toward the tropics this year compared to last year. It should be really good weather, although we'll see how that turns out. But even last year, as cold as it was, by the time the ball dropped / rose, and we'll get to that in just a second, there was a ton of people. Last year was the first time, by the way, it was held outside the Civic Center, the Bicentennial Park. How was that?
It was a blast. It was freezing, and at points you couldn't feel your toes. No, but there's always a venue to go into, and this year we've kind of made the event footprint a little bit smaller, so you're going to be able to get from one venue to the other without any problems.
I remember last year I was down here working at the library. Short Dog, I believe, was playing, and Short Dog will be the headline act out at Bicentennial Park on the final stage. They are fantastic, so entertaining. Ton of people in the library, and it was easy to go from the library over to the park.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know, one of the things when we have so many people, even though it's cold, you're compressed and the body heat rises. And so I saw ice defrosting and icicles falling off. And so it was an amazing time, really, the finale. And I expect the same thing this year. Even though it's going to be warm, we'll just raise the temperature a little more.
And it raises about 10 degrees once everyone gets down there. I'm not even kidding.
It's a scientific fact.
It's like we've guesstimated. It's very, you know.
Well, speaking of raising, in New York City the ball drops. In Oklahoma City, though, it rises. Why is this?
Because we don't drop the ball in Oklahoma City.
We all saw that coming. Well played. I like this. The co-chairs are having fun this year. Let's back up a second. Run me through some of the highlights of the different events that people can get involved with and discover downtown as we look at some footage from last year.
So this year we have 5 different venues and a couple different performers. In the Civic Center, we have Tequila Azul, the Bricktown Clowns. Then they're going to be doing some face painting and balloons. I
was about to say the Bricktown Clowns. I have not heard of the Bricktown Clowns, but that's what they do, face painting, balloons, have fun with the kids.
They're a pretty cool bunch.
Okay.
Yeah, they, from what I've heard, I've never visited the children's area myself, having no kids. But I've heard the line is out the door and around the block, so, you know.
They make some elaborate face painting, and the children will stand in line quietly and respectfully
patient.
just get their face painted up.
That's fun. Good
And
for them.
it's a great, yes, sir.
All right, very good. OKC Improv will be over at the
Museum of Art.
Museum of Art Auditorium.
They'll be in the auditorium, and then we'll have Ali Loren, who will be playing in that little area outside of the gift shop out there. And the Museum of Art is actually, it's really cool. They're going to open up all of their exhibits this year for us. So
Really?
with your wristband that you can purchase at 7-Eleven, Mid-First Bank, the Museum of Art, and all of those places, you can get in and go up and see like maybe an exhibit that you've been wanting to see but haven't had the time to go do.
Well, that's a great opportunity.
And right across the street in City Hall, we have Michael Keene. He's a magician, musician, juggler, unicycler, just all around fun guy.
He probably does Michael Jackson impersonations too, right?
Well, man, I better not put him on the spot, but Michael, I expect a lot of you this year.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get everybody excited downstairs, and then upstairs in the city council chambers, Edgar Cruz is going to mellow out everybody. He's going to be playing his classical guitar up in the city council chambers.
Well, that'll sound fantastic.
Yeah,
Good
it will
guy
be.
and super talented as well.
Well,
The acoustics would be great there. You mentioned the wristbands. They are available at 7-Eleven stores, the Metro Homeland stores, Mid-First Bank locations, and the Oklahoma City Museum of Art. $10 the night of, or $8 in advance. You mentioned the children's area. That'll be over at the Civic Center Hall of Mirrors. And outside, food trucks.
Yes, food trucks. That is one of like the coolest things I think that we added a couple years ago, and it's just grown. We've had one food truck and a couple more and more and more. And so this year, I think we're going to have, I don't want to put a number on it.
We have
but
a handful.
A handful of them. And we're really looking forward to getting those out. And they'll have some, some hot drinks and good food that'll make you warm up if it's a little colder.
I remember last year I was over here and man, that hot chocolate was the best thing I had all night.
Right.
Just to warm up. They're like, oh, it's going to be about 10 minutes. Like, deal. I'll wait. No problem.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Opening night's always a lot of fun. Be sure to catch up with these guys, the co-chairs, Juan, Flores, Kristen, Lary.
Yes.
and if you have more information or they seek information, they can always go to artscouncilokc.com, and there's a map there. There's a schedule of performers, and the best way to do opening night is to review the schedule and plot out where you want to go so you can go from performance to performance. And that way you don't get lost either. And you can find your way back to Bicentennial Park at midnight for our fireworks display.
Juan's exactly right. The artscouncilokc.com has both the schedule and the map right there, making it super easy to find that information. And we should say one thing, everything kicks off early with a 5K.
Yes, the 5K is pretty cool.
Yeah,
if to make you run a little bit quicker, we've got the awards for the placing in the age brackets. But another way to get your wristband is to register for the 5K. Right now they're $35, and that includes your tech shirt and your entrance to the race and your wristband. So you can stay down there, have some food trucks whenever there's the in between, and then stay around for the rest of the event at 7.
The 5K begins at 4 o'clock, just east of Bicentennial Park downtown. And I believe there are awards, as she mentioned, including for the most festively dressed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is everybody participates, gets a beautiful medal, a sash and a medal. And I saw the medal, and it's beautiful. You would want to race in a 5K
Just
race
because of that.
just for that medal. And this is what Kristen was pointing out. The winners would actually get this beautiful piece of artwork, and they don't really let me handle it, except I just did. But it's a ceramic glasswork, and it's a person running, and it's pretty cool. And I'm going to put it back down so I don't break anything. There you go.
Guys, great to meet you. Thanks for the information. This was a fun interview, and it'll be a fun time on New Year's Eve.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Juan and Kristen, again, more information on opening night at artscouncilokc.com. Guys, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.